Harrison is a phenomenal mother of 10 who is dedicated to becoming an entrepreneur. Continually looking for business opportunities to continue development, newly found authorship after co-authoring in Releasing the Shackles, Surviving Abuse, not to mention Amazon bestseller. In her free time, she continues to push to finish school for her RNs, which brought about the idea for her nurses and doctor scrub line. Pushing through all struggles and overcoming so many obstacles in life, she's continually motivated to want more and do more. Focused, motivated, and ambitious all describe this supermom. With over 11 years in the customer service and retail field, she is continually building and expanding on connections. In her free time, she loves being involved in her community. She is a member of the NAACP, where she hopes her voice will help bring change. Motivated to always reach and set more goals, she's looking forward to see what 2023 will bring. Sky Harrison, a co-author in the anthology Injustice, Volume 1. Empowered by F.R.E.S.H. Audiobook produced by Angie B. Productions and narrated by me, the Queen Bee, Angie B. Author of the Day, Takia Smith, visionary of the best-selling book, Pendulum of a Mother's Love, announces her new release coming soon. Moms Gathering to Close the Gaps. This will be the second book in the series, and we invite you to share your story with the world. The topics of mother-daughter, daughter-mother, and mother-son relationship are contributed by the following authors: Dr. Kitty Adderley, Dr. Radiance L. Rose, Dr. Maisha Jack, Angela Wife, and Evangelist Angie B. It's not too late to share your story. Promotional support for this book is provided by Business with a Heart and Lolo's social media promotions. Audiobook produced by Angie B. and Barty Productions. Moms Gathering to Close the Gaps. Coming soon. Worthy Women Who Are of the Righteous. The new book coming soon from visionary Chi Smith and Maisha Barnett. Devotional categories include business, grief, finances, health and wellness, relationships, parenting, mental illness, aging and caregiving, and so much more. Published by Barnett Publishing, featuring stories from Sister Sheree Jenkins, Sister Iris Wright, Sister Monique Pompey, Sister Jacqueline Rosier, Sister Sherelle Palmer, and Sister Erica Peterson. Worthy women who are of the righteous. Devotional coming soon. Audiobook produced by Angie B. Productions and narrated by me, the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie B. Please allow us to introduce you to one of the graduates of our YUP program.
Hi, I'm Sandra B. I live in Michigan. And yep, I'm an author.
YUP, Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. Our goal is to initiate literacy in students and lead them to entrepreneurship through authorship. Our mission is to identify and invite organizations to participate in this program. Students participate in virtual writing workshops where they are encouraged to write their stories and provide reviews of stories read. We ask you to support our youth. For a donation of only $50, your company or organization will be mentioned as a youth supporter in the next audiobook. Send an email to yupi'manauthor@gmail.com to provide a scholarship for a young person to participate.
Yep, I'm an author.
Proceeds are accepted and disbursed by Angie B. Productions. And now, these students are authors and entrepreneurs. Follow us online. Just search for Yup, I'm an Author on Facebook. Use the hashtag Yup, I'm an Author. Or call 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519 for more information. This program is sponsored in part by Angie B. and Barty Productions.
Yep, I'm an author.
I love the new website,
Thank you. Thank you.
freshbookfestival.com.
Thank you.
That is exciting. And I know we can
Mhm.
find you on Facebook now. There's a Facebook page for the
Yes.
Fresh Community
Mhm.
Festival,
Mhm.
the film
Mhm.
festival, and the
Mhm.
book festival.
Right.
And I know we started a hashtag Fresh Book Festival.
Right.
So that's good. But where do you see the Fresh Book Festival going later this year after this weekend?
Well, we're going to go to MLK in DeLand. It is
Woohoo!
on the 21st at Earl Brown Park. We don't have all the particulars yet. I think they're still kind of hashing out how that's going to go, but it will be on MLK Day. I do believe we set up last year about 8 o'clock
I
or
think
9
so.
o'clock,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I remember.
And we'll be there until 3.
Hmm.
I do understand that, and please come out. It should be, there'll be dancing and singing and children, and it should be very nice. Earl Brown Park is on the corner of Alabama and Beardsford in the lovely city of DeLand. We do want to do some more workshops during the year.
Well, literacy is a legacy, so we have to leave it for everybody, right? It's up to us to leave it behind. And if we don't write our own story, it becomes somebody else's story, his story. So I think that if you want to write and leave the word behind, it's like a blueprint, right? So we have to learn how to write our own stories. No matter what it's about, whether it's personal, whether it's horror stories, whether it's romance, fiction, we have to write those stories so that we will read those stories.
to bring. I want to do that workshop on trademarks, copyrights, and patents, because people forget that this book that you write is 70 years in the Library of Congress. So if you're not here, you have to protect your assets.
Correct. And where
You
it's
know,
going.
and where it's going, or it's going to go to the state, and I'm going to find your name and get the money. You know, somebody's going to get the money, and you want to direct where your legacy goes. So we want to do that again.
So we're going.
Hi, I'm Laretha with Angie B. and DeBarty Productions. We're here at the 12th Annual F.R.E.S.H Film Festival. We're at Embry-Riddle University, and here is an author, an entrepreneur. Oh my gosh, she just does a little bit of everything. Hi, Regina.
Hi, Laretha. How are you?
I'm fantastic. So tell our audience a little bit about who you are.
My name is Regina Nunnally, better known as the Preacher Kid Sensation, PK. Sensation for short. If you follow me on Instagram, The Mental Wealth Builder, I believe in bringing value to the marketplace of your mind, because a renewed mind creates a renewed lifestyle, and I'm allergic to ignorance.
She really is allergic to ignorance because she is an attorney, and she also reads and is an avid reader. So what do you think about the reading revolution? That's Donna's theme for this year.
Well, I believe I think that's timely because of what's going on, the climate going on in our country right now with literacy, period. And so my belief is that if you're allergic to ignorance, you need to read a book.
You really do read a book. Now, is this your very first film festival?
No, it's not. It's not. I was here, this is my third one, and I'm excited about it.
Exactly, and so am I. We want to thank you so much for joining us, Regina. Thank you so much. You look lovely.
Thank you. Appreciate it. God bless you.
God bless you. And this is Laretha. I'm with Angie B. and DeBarty Productions. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Laretha with Angie B. and DeBarty Productions. We're here at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. We're kicking off the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival. I wanted to make sure you heard that. It's a F.R.E.S.H Film Festival, and tomorrow and Saturday we'll be at the Charles W. Cherry Senior Center. That's not correct. We'll be at the Julia T. and Charles W. Cherry Multicultural Center to kick off the 12th annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. But right now, I have a poet, and I'd like to introduce you to him. What's your name?
My name is William Davis, and my poetic name, I go by Endless Will. Endless Will.
Endless Will.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that sounds very poetic.
I appreciate that. My name is William Davis. Endless comes from just the definition of the word, just really wanting to last forever. And will, the definition of that being driven and wanting a lot of things out of life. So that's kind of where that name came from.
Okay, so could you do a little poetry for us? Just give us something a little spontaneous.
Oh, yes, ma'am. So let's do this one. I said, patience is a sensation that is key for greatness. However, my generation generates so much hatred that the nation keeps forgetting the deteriorating of our greatness. Oh, hold on. Let me bring that back. I said, patience is a sensation that is key for greatness. However, my generation generates so much hatred that the expectations for the nation is deteriorating. I'm not hating, I'm explaining the outlook on the world that's hating on the beautiful colors of Mother Nature's paintings. Our hatred never dissipating. Now I am questioning. Who should we be blaming? Me, you, or let's just say TV? Let's just point fingers at the government for making us all crazy. It just seems like we're loving at the material slavery. I'm a victim of it too, one of many, so blame me. It may be the pain we're sustaining. No one has the answers, but it seems that every day that somebody's complaining.
That is outstanding, and that was F.R.E.S.H from Endless Will at the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, yes, ma'am. So if you all are here, make sure you follow me on my page. It's at Endless Will. I am a typewriter poet. This whole F.R.E.S.H festival, I look forward to typing a poem for every author that's here. You give me a word, I will type a custom poem for you. I'll be here with my paintings and my typewriters, and then Black Boy Joy. That's something that really puts a smile on my face.
Oh, wow. You have put the smile on my face, Endless Will. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
I'm Laretha with Angie B. and DeBarty Productions. We'll be right back.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you. We're here at the 12th Annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival at Embry-Riddle University. And we're going to be starting the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival. We have 3 short films that we're about to watch. And so I'd like to introduce you to a multiple entrepreneur. Hello there, Delora.
Hello, Miss Laretha.
Hi. So tell everyone who you are and what it is that you do.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, everyone. My name is Delora Butts Lucas. I'm an attorney. I'm a minister. I'm also a business owner, and I love to do mission work as well.
Yes, you do, and you look so well doing it.
Thank you.
So, have you written a book, Delora?
Actually, yes, I have. It's a 30-day devotional called Grace, God's Refuge Against Crushing Experience. But that's all.
Okay, well, we need to get that published. We're going to have some publishers here at the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival on Friday and Saturday. Will you be joining us?
I don't know if I will be able to, but I'm going to try to come for a part of the time on Friday.
That'll be great.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's a pleasure to see you as always.
So great to be here. I'm excited about the film festival. I came as a fan to support Mr. Lynn Thompson and his film, so I'm super excited to see that.
Mr. Lynn Thompson, our State Farm man. So, thanks again for joining us. I'm Laretha with Angie B. and Barty Productions. We'll be right back. I'm going to ask you that just so I can say, ooh. Hi, I'm Laretha with Angie B. and Barty Productions, and we're here at the 12th Annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. Tonight, we're kicking off the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival, and we're at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, and look who I happened upon, another one of Donna's authors, and she's all the way from?
I'm from Virginia.
And what's your name?
My name is Reverend Dr. Janae Mackey Padilla.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure, my pleasure. I'm excited to be here, excited.
Awesome. So is this your first F.R.E.S.H?
This is my first F.R.E.S.H book festival. Yes, it is.
Wow, it's her first F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. Well, you will certainly be back because Donna gives these authors such exposure. What's the name of your book?
Well, I actually currently have 4 books that are on the market. The first one is Inspired, 52 Poems and Meditations That Move Your Soul.
Really?
Yes. And then the second one is Sister Girl, A through Z. And it's 26 devotional or affirmations that remind us of who we are. And then I have written a prayer book on behalf of my mother who wanted it before she passed in 15. And so it's called Pray Without Ceasing, Prayer Works.
Okay.
And then I realized she was a journaler, not a journalist, but a journaler.
Okay.
And so I wrote her a journal to go with it. Yeah,
So sweet. Now, the prayers that are in the prayer book, are they your mother's prayers or are they your prayers?
Well, the prayer book is about the how-tos. So how do we pray? Why do we pray? What do we do when we get a no or a not now? And is there excitement and enthusiasm in prayer? So that's what the book is. And then I've infused her quotes into the book. Now, the journal has quotes from me, quotes from my mother, and others as well. Yes.
And what was your mother's name?
Her name was Reverend Dr. William Mackey.
Well, it is such an honor for you to dedicate that to your mother. And thank you so much for joining us.
I am happy to be here, and it's been my pleasure. I can't wait for what we're going to see and do.
We have a lot going on at the 12th Annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. I'm Laretha, and we'll be right back. Tonight we're kicking off the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival, and we're here at Embry-Riddle University. And here comes another one of Donna Gray Banks' fans. Hello there.
Hi, I'm Melinda.
Hi, Melinda.
Nice to be here.
It's a pleasure.
Yes.
How did you find out about it?
I know Donna. I've been to a few of the book festivals, and I love the film festival part of it even more.
It's so exciting, isn't it?
It is.
I'm just so excited because they're black.
Oh, yeah.
We don't often see African Americans in this field, so it's just exciting.
And I love the arts. I love theater. I love film. I love books, art, and I'm so glad that Donna brings that back every year.
I certainly am.
Bigger and better every year.
It does get bigger and better every year. So you're going to be with us Friday and Saturday?
I'm not positive. I knew I could be here today, so I made sure I was here today.
Oh, well, we appreciate that very much. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
We're here today to celebrate the 12th annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. As a matter of fact, the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival is tonight at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. And so I am interviewing authors and supporters and friends of the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. And I just happened to see my sister, Dr. Robin Quarterman. Hi, Dr. Quarterman.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here. This is my first film festival.
Awesome. We're happy that you're here as well. So, do you have something historic to share? Are you not the first African American female
Dentist in Volusia County.
Woohoo!
Yes, I am. Very proud. 33 years.
Did you hear that? 33 years, my sister has been a dentist here in Daytona Beach, Florida. As a matter of fact, we're a legacy family from Orlando. Dr. William Monroe Wells was the first African American physician in Orlando. So, how about that? Thank you so much.
That. I'm just hoping that tonight will make up for all of the film festivals that I have missed in the past. I'm so sad, and I would like to see them all on one CD.
Well, the director and the producer are here, so that very well may be possible. We'd like to thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Quarterman.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you so much. I'm Laretha with Angie B. and Barty Productions, and we'll be right back here. And I just happened to find this lovely woman. Hello, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
And this is my first time, so I'm very excited.
Yay! This is Sharon's first time at the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival, and you're going to be participating, or you're going to stop by the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival tomorrow and Saturday?
Yes, I am.
That is fantastic. Now, how did you hear about us?
Through Linda. Linda Epps. She is just on track with everything that's going on in this community.
That's a wonderful thing. Thank you so much. You're going to be so excited because Donna has 40 authors this year.
Wow.
Isn't
Wow.
great?
That is fabulous.
40 authors. And it's a reading revolution.
Yes. So let's go. Let's get going.
Let's go. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, too.
Thank you. And thank you. I'm Laretha with Angie B. and Barty Productions, and we'll be right back. Hi, I'm Laretha. Welcome back to the 12th annual F.R.E.S.H Film Festival. We're here tonight at Embry-Riddle University, and we're here because we're about to see the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival. And it is such an exciting time. This is Donna Gray Banks' 12th year. And look who I happened upon. We have a fan of the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. Definitely. Thank you, Sid. Look at that. It's a reading revolution. What's your name?
My name is Linda.
Hi, Linda. Thanks so much for joining us, Linda.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Is this your first F.R.E.S.H?
Oh, no. I've been to many of the F.R.E.S.H book festivals and very happy to be here.
Oh, well, we need supporters like you because this year it's a reading revolution. So are you an avid reader?
Yes, I'm trying to be an avid reader. I don't read as much as I should, but I'm there. I got a book.
And you're going to read it.
I'm going to read it.
Well, Donna has 40 authors this year, and we're just so excited about it. We're very excited about it, and we hope you'll join us as well. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, welcome back. I'm Laretha with Angie B. and DeBarty Productions, and we're here celebrating the 12th annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. Right now, we're at Embry-Riddle, and we're preparing for the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival. And here is one of our supporters. Hi there.
How you doing?
I'm fantastic. What's your name?
My name is James Womack of Jaw Entertainment Promotions. I'm here to support Donna Banks, in the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. How did you hear about the F.R.E.S.H?
I heard through Donna Banks and various means, of communication like the media, online, Barty, Angie, anyone that I ran into, everyone that I ran into in the community, was speaking of the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival, It's something I have been attending for the last 5 years since I've been in the area.
Well, I think that's wonderful because Donna couldn't do this without the support of the community.
No, because the community is where it's at. And we need to get everyone involved in it. Everyone needs to be out here, everyone that can walk, talk, crawl, be here.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping by. I certainly hope you will enjoy the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival. I believe we have 3 short films that they're going to be showing tonight, and then afterwards they're going to have a little Q&A session.
Okay then.
All righty. Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us.
Okay then.
See you tomorrow. Okay. Welcome to the 12th annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. We're here tonight at Embry-Riddle University to kick off the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival with Donna Graybanks, who's the founder of the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. And here is one of her authors. Welcome. What's your name?
Good morning. See what I'm used to, don't you? My name is Tony Benita. I am Mama Tony of Mama Tony's Book Nook. I am not an author. I am a reviewer and a book influencer.
Oh, she's not an author. She's a book influencer. And I think that is absolutely wonderful. So, is this your first time at the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival?
No, this is my 4th time at the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival.
Oh, my.
Yes, this is my 4th visit to the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
Well, I'm so happy to hear you say that. I know that Donna has about 40 authors this year. So, what do you intend to do? Do you invite the authors to come onto your show and read their books, or how does that work?
I invite them to come on, or I get a copy of their book, and I do what I call Book of the Day. I give snippets. Like this month, I've been giving snippets on Black history. I've given Black history facts every day this month, and then I'll choose your book from my plethora of books, and I'll read a snippet. After I read that snippet, I say something about that book to encourage other people, if they haven't read that book, to go out and get that book and to read it. So people say, how do you choose your books? I have close to 2,000 books in my house. Choosing a book is not a problem. Wednesdays is Children's Day, so I always choose a children's book. Okay. Like this past Wednesday, I read My Melon Skin. But small children were asking, how did they get the color of that skin, as opposed to the children in their classes.
That is outstanding. Everyone needs a Mama Tony. So thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your support.
Really appreciate it.
You are so welcome. And I have just happened upon Rue Mayweather. Hi, Rue.
Hi, Laretha. It's great to be here.
Thank you so much. Where are you from, Rue?
I'm from Dallas, Texas.
All the way from Dallas, Texas. Are you an author, Rue?
Yes, I am.
And how many books have you written?
I've written and collaborated on about 8 books.
8 books. That is just absolutely fantastic. And is this your first time here?
Yes, it is. Okay. Yes. COVID came last year and wouldn't release me.
Well, we really thank you for coming, Rue. We're looking forward to hearing all about your books tomorrow at the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. So thank you so much for joining us. So, Rue, which one of your books are you highlighting this year? Something about a recipe I heard.
Right. Thank you. This year I will be highlighting the book that I was going to highlight last year, which is Recipe for a Man, She Thought, which is an incredible story about a grandmother and her granddaughter. So the grandmother has wisdom about how to get a man that the granddaughter thinks that she has all the ingredients for. But you know, old folks know something too.
Yes, they do. It's called wisdom. Oh my goodness. So that sounds exciting, Rue. How did you come up with that?
Well, growing up, all of the older people who had value left my life early. So I really grew up without a grandmother, mother-in-law, all the key people who were important to me. So I wonder what it would be like to actually have a grandmother. So although this book is fiction, it's about having a grandmother and what it would be like to have a grandmother.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. That F.R.E.S.H Book Festival is one really exciting time. This year it's called The Reading Revolution. So we'll see you tomorrow and Saturday, Rue, at the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Laretha. Thanks for having me.
You're so welcome. Hi, this is Laretha. I'm with Angie B. and Barty Productions, and this evening I'm doing red carpet interviews for the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. It's our 12th year here in Daytona Beach, Florida, and our wonderful founder is Donna Graybanks. And so here's one of her wonderful authors. Hi, Janice.
Hi, how are you? I'm so happy to be back.
Thank you so much. Where are you from?
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock, Arkansas. Oh my gosh. So I remember you from last year, so I know this isn't your first time here.
No, it's not. I've been several years, and the years I wasn't here, I hated missing.
Oh, bless your heart. So tell me a little bit about the books that you're going to be sharing with us this time.
Well, actually, this year I have a new book, and the book is on Mahalia Jackson. Awesome. So I will be talking about her life story and sharing it with the audience, and hopefully I'll sell some books. But this festival is one of my favorite, and I am looking forward to being here this weekend.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Hello and welcome.
Glad to be here. Okay. My name is Cornell Carey.
Okay. Thank you, Cornell Carey. So, Cornell, is this your very first time here at the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival?
Yes, it is, but it's been a pleasure since I've been here.
Oh, really? Well, we're happy to hear you say that. So, are you an author?
Yes, I am.
And tell us a little bit about your writings.
I only have written one book and plan to write another one. But this book is Grief Through His Eyes. It's a perspective of a black man sharing his grief.
Well, that sounds exciting. Hold on, I have one more question for you. How in the world did you hear about the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival?
It was unusual for me. I saw it in the email, and I was very interested to get more exposure with the book as well as what I need. And it came through email, and I stepped on it.
Okay, well, we appreciate that. Is this your, okay, I already asked you that question. And can you tell us just a little bit more about the book? You said it's focusing on grief from a male perspective.
Yes, it is. My experience with grief has been many, but this particular topic was about the death of my father. But prior to his death, I had grief because there was no relationship over the many years with him.
But you still experienced the grief.
Right.
Well, we thank you so much for joining us. That is a very imperative topic for men because men don't often show emotions, especially when it comes to grief. So thank you and welcome. You're going to have a wonderful time this weekend at the 12th Annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. Hi, I'm Laretha with Angie B. and Barty Productions, and we're just about to wrap up our red carpet interviews here at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. We're here to kick off the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival, and look who I happened upon. It's Jenny Nazak. Hi, Jenny.
Hey, Laretha. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. So what brought you here?
Films and beautiful people.
And tell us a little bit about what you do, because you're an author and an entrepreneur, and you're just into so many things.
I educate people about the environment but not in a scoldy way, like in a way that brings their own self-interest into the picture. Like how to save money, how to make our lives more abundant, how to have more beauty and have more freedom by reducing our eco-footprint.
That sounds fabulous. I am so interested in that, and I'd like to spend a little more time with you so that I can become a little more learned about that as well. Thank you so much, Jenny, and I know you're participating at the Fresh Book Festival, so we'll see you there.
See you there. I'm excited.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. Hi, I'm Laretha with Angie B and Bar T Productions, and we're here celebrating the 12th annual Fresh Book Festival. Tonight at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, we're going to see the Fresh Film Festival. We have several short films, and here is the founder of the Fresh Book Festival, Donna Graybanks. Hi, Donna.
Good. Thank you very much for being here. It's been a long 2 months into the year, and I appreciate you guys for everything you do. 10 years you've been with me, and I can't, there's nothing I can say. Not enough money I can pay you, but thank you so much for being here. And yeah, we're so excited. So we're giving 3 films today. Filmmakers are Lamont Gant, Marlon Mikulski is a screenplay writer, and Lynn Thompson is the story writer for the third one. Right. And we're looking at all perspectives. The Love, what's the name of the Love movie? No Time for Love. It's perception, how we perceive people, right? The second one is the Kenny Washington story.
Yes, the football player.
Diversity in the NFL. And the third one is Ladies Night 2017, and it shows Black women in outer space, which I think is...
Imagine that, Black women in outer space.
Going to be in outer space. I mean... The only one we have to look at is Lahora, right? Yes. Lieutenant Lahora. That's right. There's been no other one.
But she's a perfect role model.
She's a perfect role model. But there needs to be more than one.
Of course.
There needs to be more than one. And so these 4 ladies are, the sister girls in outer space. Yes. So we're really happy about that. And tomorrow's going to be great. We have the Palm Terrace Elementary School coming to perform. Whitney Houston will be there. Well, allegedly. Allegedly. It's just going to be a nice Wonderful. Event.
So how did you come up with the reading revolution, Donna? You're so clever with these titles.
I was standing in the t-shirt store, and I said, what would make it better? What are we looking for to do? And we want it to be a reading. It comes from here. I can't call it, right? It's divinely given, all this crazy stuff, right?
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Well, you wear it well, my dear, and we thank you. We're so proud of you, and thank you so much. We're so excited. It's the 12th annual Fresh Book Festival. Woohoo! 12 years. I'm Laretha, and
Donna Graybanks.
She's Donna Graybanks, and we're with Angie B and Bar T Productions, and we'll be right back. Thank you, Donna. Hello, and welcome to the 12th annual Fresh Book Festival. Today we're celebrating the Fresh Film Festival, and we're here at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University at the Willie Miller Instructional Center. And do I have a surprise for you? We have
Lamont Gant.
Lamar Gant.
Lamont, L-A-M-O-N-T.
Lamont Gant and
Marlon Mikulski.
Marlon Mikulski. And I believe these two are...
I'm the director.
And?
I'm the writer.
A director and a writer. Imagine that. And so tell us just a little bit about how you two came to be collaborators.
Wow. Got to keep that story short.
Keep it
short. Marlon's an author. I was designing book covers with him.
Okay.
And that kind of snowballed into glorified slideshows.
Okay.
And those slideshows turned into little short videos with actors in them, but no words.
Okay.
And it got good to me. I wanted to take it to another level, so I was like, Marlon, you got a book we can make a film with. And Use Temporary Happiness came up.
Right.
And a great book about 4 young ladies, and we went out on a chance. I did it to see if I could do it.
Okay.
So we pulled our resources together, and we made this film. And this film went to a festival in New York, the October Music and Film Fest. And I was like, Marlon, I think we got something here, man. Let's experiment a little bit. So we did 2 more short films, and one of those films made it on a TV show. It was on NBC, CBS, Fox. African American short films.
African American
short films.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so we heard from the viewers, and they said they had real nice things to say. So at that point, it was like, let's make another one, but this time let's make something we can sell to people.
Yeah.
And that was a whole nother process. But we made this film called Returned. We put it out there, and we ended up getting a deal with Sony Pictures Home Entertainment.
Awesome.
And it really took us to the next level. So my little trailer had like a couple hundred views, went to like 80,000 in a week. So it was like, yeah.
That is outstanding. Congratulations. Tell us a little bit about Returned.
Oh, no, Return is basically Lamont's brainchild. We wanted to do something that was a little outside the box, and so we decided to go the science fiction route. And Return is basically about a young man who we wanted to have something mysterious happen. And it was kind of loosely based on the Malaysian flight that disappeared back in 2014.
Okay.
And the premise was, what if one person came back? What would be that story? What would be his story?
Okay.
And so we kind of went the route of maybe aliens happened to him. So that's basically what the story is about, this young man coming back after being away for years and not aging and just being back in the world and what that story is.
Well, I happen to have seen Returned at last year's F.R.E.S.H Film Festival, and I was shocked and amazed. I mean, I had absolutely no idea that an African American director or two could come up with a film that was so engaging. It was just very, very enjoyable. So you're going to be showing us 3 short films. Oh, we're going to see 2. Which 2?
We're going to do No Time for Love,
Okay.
Which is the film I told you about that made it on to African American short films nationally.
No
Showing you
Time
got that.
for Love, okay.
And I'm showing you a film called Ladies Night 2077, a future film about some young ladies who go out in the future and what that's like or what that could be like.
Yeah, a typical night out.
Typical night out. So tell me, what's your latest book?
Oh, my latest book. My latest book is about to come out next month.
Okay.
It's called If I Was Your Girlfriend. It's a in the vein of Waiting to Exhale a little bit, but it's about 4 young African American women living in Atlanta, dealing with love, relationship, and family, and their friendship together. So that will be coming out on March 28th of March. Yeah, March
Of this year.
Of this year.
If I Were Your Girlfriend. Oh, if I were your girlfriend, Marlon. You can be. Please allow us to introduce you to one of the graduates of our YUP program.
Hi, my name is Jalen. I live in Michigan, and yep, I'm an author.
YUP, Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. Our goal is to initiate literacy in students and lead them to entrepreneurship through authorship. Our mission is to identify and invite organizations to participate in this program. Students participate in virtual writing workshops where they are encouraged to write their stories and provide reviews of stories read. we ask you to support our youth. For a donation of only $50, your company or organization will be mentioned as a youth supporter in the next audiobook. Send an email to yup.I'mAnAuthor@gmail.com to provide a scholarship for a young person to participate.
Yup, I'm an author.
Proceeds are accepted and disbursed by Angie B. Productions. And now, these students are authors and entrepreneurs. Follow us online. Just search for Yup, I'm an Author on Facebook. Use the hashtag Yup, I'm an Author. Or call 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519 for more information. This program is sponsored in part by Angie B. and Barty Productions.
Hello and welcome to the Great Black Read Aloud Day. It used to just be a day, but now we're sharing our readings for an entire month. My topic is forgiveness. Everyone needs to understand forgiveness. I had to forgive myself and someone else. And the story that I'm about to share with you is from my book. It's entitled Fired Up. Fired Up is an international Amazon #1 bestseller. It is an anthology that includes 10 authors, and I am just one of the 10 authors. These are our breakthrough stories. And so my breakthrough story is entitled How I Overcame My Guilt and Shame as a Survivor. And let's start. Once upon a time, I was purer than the driven snow. I was raped as a preteen. And when someone touches your body without your permission, you are humiliated and offended. If that someone sexually assaults or rapes you, it destroys your sense of control. My virginity was stolen. I repressed my rape trauma for 40 years because I did not want to remember what happened. The feelings of shame, an overwhelming sense of shame, can cause one to lose their desire to recover because we feel as if we deserved it. You may read the rest of my story along with the other 9 co-authors of Fired Up by purchasing it from my website, which is www.volusiabusinesswomen.com. I'd like to thank you for joining me on the Great Black Read Aloud Day, which is actually a month. Thank you.
Chapter 3. Snap out of it. Why does Sabrina just let stuff happen to her when it comes to men and her body? What mental issues would make her feel so open and sexual with no cap? They knew they were cousins after they were told, and none of them cared, including Sabrina. It was what it was, and everybody got what they wanted. Run, from the Pain Within. Written by Maisha Barnett. Produced for audiobook by Angie B. Productions. And narrated by me, the Queen Bee, Angie B. Attention, please. You are cordially invited to attend a virtual book fair event, Books and Besties, introducing the world to our books and our businesses. Join us Sunday, April 2nd, 2023, beginning at 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and meet the visionaries and co-authors of the newest anthology, Worthy Women. Presented by Volusia Business Women and Angie B. Productions, this virtual book fair event introduces the world to our books and our businesses. Search for Books and Besties on Facebook and YouTube. Advertising is available during this show. Send an email to volusiabusinesswomen@gmail.com for advertising and guest feature opportunities. Join us for a virtual book fair event featuring the 11 women in the new anthology, Worthy Women. Promotional consideration for this broadcast is provided by Lolo's Social Butterfly and Business with a Heart. Production provided by Angie B. Productions. Special edition. Meet the visionaries and co-authors of the newest anthology, Worthy Women.
Hey, the name's Adam. I'm a freelance graphic designer who goes under the moniker Eye-Catching Designs. From flyers to logos to even websites. I got you. I specialize in being adaptable to anything you need. If you got a project or an idea, you can get in contact with me through my website, eyecatchingdesign.art. You can also see plenty of examples of my work there too. Let's work together.
Did you grow up in a church that offered testimony time? It was generally a 30-minute session before service began where congregants could stand up and share something good that happened to them during the past week. Well, this audiobook is all about testimonies, medical survival stories, car accidents, a lack of faith, and more. Stories from people just like you that found themselves wondering, am I going to die? I thought I was dead. Stories of survival that will inspire, transcend, and encourage your mind. An audiobook anthology compiled by evangelist Angie B. Produced by Angie B. and Barty Productions. Coming soon. Hey everybody, it's me, the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie B, and I am here again representing the International Great Black Read Aloud Day. Today I am talking about raising children And, well, not really. I'm reading something from author Maisha Barnett, where she is talking about raising children. She is talking about raising children. She is an author in the book Finding Joy in the Journey, Volume 2. Healthy Ways to Find Joy During Difficult Times. This is a 90-day devotional presented by Vanessa Blackwell and a collaboration of phenomenal co-authors. And so Maisha Barnett is my author of choice for this topic. And it says she is a Wix professional web designer, publisher, owner of Barnett Publishing, author, coach, and speaker. She strives to help people in all areas of life as she continues to grow. And I am excited about reading a portion of her contribution in this anthology. Okay? So it says, I kept going. Now, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. That is in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 in the English Standard Version of the Bible. Oh, she also has one of my other favorites. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. That comes from Psalm 46, verse 10 in the New King James Version of the Bible. She begins by saying, mostly for everything I have been through, faith and action helped me get through it. The title of this book is perfect for me because in the many dark nights and days I had to find joy. One of the most important things I will share with you is, do you know the feeling of not having all your children with you as a mother? If you do, I feel your pain, your tears, your sorrow, your journey through it. If you do not, it is indescribable. I had to make decisions in my life under circumstances for them to be stable while I was not. My daughter has been with her father, and he won the physical custody battle in 2019 based upon my circumstances at the time. My 11-year-old has always been with me besides the times I had to have him to be stable as well. My 5-year-old has been with his godparents, and well, longer than they should have been. Where I am today in my life, I have to be grateful and find joy because it has not been easy for me. There is a plan in the making, and God is my captain, leading this ship to its destination. That was the contribution on page 18 and 19 that came from Maisha Barnett. I kept going. It is a part of Volume 2, Finding Joy in the Journey, Healthy Ways to Find Joy During Difficult Times. This 90-day devotional is presented by visionary Dr. Vanessa Blackwell and the collaboration of phenomenal authors. I just want to tell you something about what's on the back cover. This is the 12th anthology by Dr. Vanessa Blackwell, and it brings together 90 authors from around the world who share their personal stories. I happen to have shared my story too. I love this book. I do. Through these stories, each author demonstrates that while education, money, and professional achievement can certainly play a role, true joy goes deeper than material possessions and accomplishments. Each journey is unique. No two people's journeys will be exactly alike, but we can learn from each other. Get ready to laugh and cry, and sometimes all on the same page. You can get your copy of this book. I'll autograph it. You can get it off my website, thequeenbee.com. If you'd like to get the co-authors to autograph this book, just get in touch with me and I will tell you how to reach out to them, especially Dr. Vanessa Blackwell. She is a published #1 best-selling author, speaker, grief and joy restoration coach. And this is her 12th anthology, Finding Joy in the Journey. I want to thank Ladero Press for allowing us to get together again during Black History Month. I got on my garb. And I hope you have enjoyed the International Great Black Read Aloud Day. Please be sure to share this video with someone maybe who's raising some children or someone who needs to find some joy. And if it is the Lord's will, I'll see you next time. Stay safe, everybody, and be blessed.
God, we thank you for each and every gift that's represented in this room, the words and the power that they hold within these pages in the hearts of these, your people. We thank you for each and every author, every performer, each and every person that had a part in bringing this festival together. Lord God, we pray that it will be a blessing to the community, to each and every person that comes through these doors. Lord, we thank you for creativity and literacy and all of the gifts that you shared through those words. We give you all the praise in Jesus' name, amen.
God has put in their lives. Are you thankful for the Fresh Book Festival? Well, I'm going to take you all the way back to the 70s, if you don't mind. You might remember this song. Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, against the white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful of what you got. Just be thankful of what you got. Just be thankful of what you got. This is my background singing. I know you remember this song. Against the white walls, TV antennas in the back. Who had that type of car? That was a player car back then. Just be thankful for what you got. Although you may not have a great big Cadillac, just be thankful of what you got. I know you want to get on your knees sometimes at night. Thank God. And say, God, I am thankful for what I've got. Thank you. Just be thankful.
I'm Laretha with Angie B and Barty Productions. We're here today in the city of Daytona Beach to kick off the 12th annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. That's fresh as in fiction, romance, erotica, spirituality, and health. Come on down and we'll see you when you get here for the next 2 days. We're here in Daytona Beach at the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. I'm Laretha and I'm with Angie B and Barty Productions.
DJ Sean.
Hi, I'm Laretha with Angie B and Barty Productions, and I'm here in the city of Daytona Beach with the 12th annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. And I have just invited one of Donna Graybanks' authors, and her name is...
Hi, Dr. Ruth Baskerville. Delighted to be here.
Dr. Ruth Baskerville, we're delighted that you're here. Are you an author, a publisher, an entrepreneur, an editor, or what exactly?
Well, actually, I'm a retired educator, 46 years, and I'm a ghostwriter with 67 published authors so far, but I'm an author of 3 books.
Awesome.
And it's not going to work.
Well,
We'll have to start. I think we're going to have to.
It's okay. She'll edit it. His wife will edit it out.
It's a lot of... Oh, gosh, I've messed up.
It's okay. Let me ask you again.
All right.
Hi, look who's here. It's Dr. Ruth.
Hello. It's so good to be here at the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. So I'm happy.
Well, we're happy that you're here. So tell me this. Are you an author, an entrepreneur, an editor, or what exactly is it?
I am a retired educator, 46 years, and I'm an author of 3 books, but I'm also a ghostwriter, and I have 67 published authors and counting, and it's nothing but the grace of God. Absolutely.
So that sounds so exciting, Dr. Ruth.
Thank you.
So tell me, what's this book you're displaying now? Finding Humor in Grief.
You know, I was married 45 years since 19, and my husband passed pretty suddenly, and I was devastated. That was about 10 and a half years ago. So I journaled my heart, my soul on the page, and it wound up this book because humor tends to follow me all my life. And as a result of that, there were so many little places in the midst of this deep grief where there was humor. So I wrote Finding Humor in Grief, and because I was a theater minor, I used the drama faces, and I will tell you that I've gotten 2 gold medals for this book from the Authors Publishers Association and the Florida Writers Association.
Awesome.
So I'm just delighted, and it really has healed a lot of people going through any kind of loss.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Is this your first year with the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival?
No, but I'm so sorry that about 3 years have gone by. But I was coming every year for about 8 years, and then I missed the last 2. But I'm happy to be back.
And we are happy that you joined us. Thank you so much, Dr. Ruth Baskerville.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're quite welcome. I have been able to grab one of our authors, and I believe her name is Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Laretha. Hi. How are you?
I am fantastic. Awesome. Are you happy to be here?
I am so happy to be here. This is my first time here at the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival, and I am just really excited.
So are you an author or a publisher?
No, I am an author. I actually published my first book about 2 years ago, Milani and Friends.
Okay.
And it's a children's book. It's designed for young children ages 4 to 8 to help them start the process of building self-esteem and liking themselves.
Awesome.
Yes.
That sounds fantastic. And the way to do that, the way to market your book is by attending book festivals.
Absolutely.
Well, we're so pleased, and thank you so much for joining us, Jackie.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Stay right there. Okay. Thanks, everyone. This is Laretha. I'm with Angie B and Barty Productions, and we'll be right back. Would you look at who I've just run into? It's Rue Mayweather. She's from Texas. Hi, Rue.
Hi, Laretha. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for coming out. I think I saw you last night at the F.R.E.S.H Film Festival.
Yes, that was magnificent.
It was. What was magnificent about it?
Well, each of the producers and directors and each of the movies, yeah, very well written, very well scripted, just amazing.
It was amazing.
Yes.
I was impressed as well. We had Lynn Thompson. We also had, let's see, Mark Mikulski. And, oh my gosh, the director's name has just slipped my mind.
Mr. Gant?
Yes, it was Mr. Gant. It was amazing. Well, I just wanted to say hello. You look absolutely lovely. I love your Wakanda Forever earrings.
Yes, what an amazing movie. Very well written and directed as well.
Okay. So what do you expect from the Fresh Book Festival?
Well, I'm excited about meeting all of my other fellow authors and just to be here and to promote my book. The one that I didn't promote last year, Recipe for a Man, She Thought, which is the foreword is written by Irma P. Hall, which is her foreword is written really, really well. So it really adds a nice flavor to the book.
Okay.
So.
Very nice. Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us. This is Laretha. I'm with Angie B. and Barty Productions, and we'll be right back.
Worthy women who are of the righteous. The new book coming soon from visionary Chi Smith and Maisha Barnett. Devotional categories include business, grief, finances, health and wellness, relationships, parenting, mental illness, aging and caregiving, and so much more. Published by Barnett Publishing, featuring stories from Sister Sheree Jenkins, Sister Iris Wright, Sister Monique Pompey, Sister Jacqueline Rosier, Sister Sherelle Palmer, and Sister Erica Peterson. Worthy women who are of the righteous. Devotional coming soon. Audiobook produced by Angie B. Productions and narrated by me, the Queen Bee, Evangelist Angie B.
Angie B has and her husband, girl, they got multiple books. Girl, if they fall down a flight of stairs, they write a book about it. Okay. They got if their daughters get dogs, they write a book about it. You'll see.
Contact us today at 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519.
Hi, I'm Laretha with Angie B. and Barty Productions, and I'm here at the 12th Annual Fresh Book Festival here in the city of Daytona Beach. And I'm about to introduce you to F.R.E.S.H. F.R.E.S.H is an author. Hi, F.R.E.S.H.
Hi, how are you?
I am fine. Is this your first Fresh Book Festival?
It is. I'm very happy to be here.
And it looks like you're an author.
Yes, this is my first book, not my last. I have 2 others in the works.
Okay.
But this is my first book.
Okay, and what's it called?
I would scream if I could get this stick out of my mouth.
Oh, I could scream if I could get this. If I could get this, what?
Yeah, dick.
Oh, out of my mouth. Yeah, wow. Well, that is amazing. I can't help but say I've experienced that myself.
Well, actually, it comes from Shakespeare called King Richard, the Devil.
Okay.
And so Richard's nickname is what?
Dick.
Right.
Yeah, my father's name is Richard, and I never understood why they called him Dick until later.
Right. So here we have that. You're old enough, I hope, to remember that man they called Tricky Dick.
Oh, yes.
Right? So people get a little shocked at the title, but actually it has a meaning behind it.
It really does.
It really is a book about Ephesians 6:12, which we're talking about how do you recognize evil. You seem to think that the devil's going to come in red with a pitchfork and horns.
And he is not.
He is not. No. He's going to come quite innocently. Yes. We see evil moving around the world all the time.
All the time.
So the first name in the book, Pope Alexander VI, and I'm just going to, give everyone a little look at it, happens to be the one that created the doctrine of discovery in 1493. That doctrine is the one that caused enslavement to go around the world.
Really? I never knew that.
Yeah. So you probably learned like I did in school. It was called Manifest Destiny.
Absolutely.
You see how if you change your name, you can't find the origins of it?
Wow.
Just like if you call them Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you don't know their real names.
Exactly.
So this is really a exploration into the history that I was taught and indoctrinated to believe, and then the truth.
Well, I am certainly happy that you have brought the truth to the 12th annual Fresh Book Festival. Thank you so much, Dr. Ruth. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. She'll edit that out. Thank you so much, F.R.E.H.
You're welcome. Thank you for interviewing me. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much. And I'm Laretha. I'm with Angie B. and Barty Productions, and we'll be right back. And I have just captured Brian. It appears as if he's a photographer because he has several cameras. Are you a photographer, Brian?
Yes, ma'am. I am a photographer. Not only am I a photographer, but I'm also a videographer. But photography has become one of my main passions, even though video started off with me first. So I'm just here enjoying myself, doing what I love. So if you're ready to get your shot snapped, don't be afraid, because Brian right here for you.
Well, thank you so much, Brian. I know I've seen you before at previous Fresh Book Festivals. Is that true? This isn't your first Fresh.
Yes, ma'am. This is my second Fresh Book Festival. I came to the one last year, enjoyed my time here, and now it's a whole nother year again, and I'm back again. So I'm just excited to see, all the new books, all the new things people have. It's amazing to get in contact with these type of people. You never know who you may meet.
You never know who you may meet. It's all about a reading revolution and networking here at the 12th Annual Fresh Book Festival. I'm Laretha, and I'm with Angie B. and Barty Productions. We'll be right back. And I just happened to see a children's author. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. What's your name?
Sharonda Ingram.
Where are you from, Sharonda?
I am originally from Daytona Beach, Florida, but now I currently live in Sanford, Florida. I've been living in that area around 20 years now.
Okay, and is this your first Fresh?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And what's that you're holding?
I am holding my book, Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. It is a book that I authored with my 4 boys. It started out with me doing a Bible study with them. And so from there, God told me this was my book.
All right. It's called Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. And that came straight from Jesus Christ. Trust me. So this is wonderful.
Yes, it's so exciting. And you know what I love about it? My whole family had the opportunity to help me put this book together. So it wasn't just my effort. My sons got involved. My husband got involved. And so it came together wonderfully. It helped my children know how to take to be appreciative of hard work. It took hard work to put this together, and so they became involved. So that was nice that this was a family event that we did together.
Well, I am so pleased. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful time. We've got 2 whole days of nothing but Fresh Book Festival.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here. This is awesome. It has
It
been
is.
a great experience thus far.
It
And
is.
It's
It's just started. So, I'm Laretha. I'm with Angie B. and Barty Productions, and we'll be right back. I'm at the 12th annual Fresh Book Festival. And these two fine gentlemen are with the Sun Chasers. I believe it's a motorcycle club located right here in the city of Daytona Beach. Hello there.
Hello, dear.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Cowboy, better known as Leroy Robinson.
Oh, well, what's up, Cowboy?
This is what's up. I'm enjoying this. You know, anything for the kids, I love to be a part of.
Literacy is a legacy, and this year's theme is Literacy Renewed. So what do you think about that? What's your name?
My name is Theodore Wolf. They call me Big Dog. I'm the vice president of the Sun Chasers. I've been the vice president for over 25 years. And this is something that we love getting involved with.
Okay.
Giving back to the community, giving back to the kids, and you know, that's our thing.
Well, what exactly is it that you do when you give back to the community?
Basically, we find out what needs they have, and we try to collect from the membership that we have, and we know about the community because we see them come in, and we provide meals and clothing and things like that. But today we're here to give to the kids. We want to sponsor kids, so we understand that it costs to be a part of this book fair. So we want to sponsor 50 kids. That's what we're here for.
Wow, you're going to sponsor 50 kids.
Yes, ma'am.
Literacy is a legacy. So tell me a little bit more about what you're going to be doing during Bike Week.
Well, basically, we're giving the bikers somewhere to go where they feel comfortable and safe, and where they can have a good time, and it's all about having fun. And at the same time, we're doing fundraisers and things like that. And basically, like I said, it's all about being safe, comfortable, and having a good time.
Well, that is fantastic. I am really excited that you gentlemen decided to join us at the 12th annual Fresh Book Festival. I'm sure Donna Graybanks is ecstatic that you're giving back to the community. You're going to sponsor 50 kids.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that is outstanding. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
you so much. Guess who I'm bringing to you today? It's another author, and his name is
Mark Lewis.
And Mark Lewis, are you an author, an editor, an entrepreneur? Just what exactly?
Well, I'm a first-time author. This book is my first published work, and just an author for now. But hopefully later on, maybe I'll publish a book of my own.
And is this your first Fresh Book Festival?
Yes, it is. I'm from the Daytona Beach area. I've heard of the festival before, but this is my first experience here. So.
Well, we thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And we hope to see you again soon at the next Fresh Book Festival. Right now, I'm about to introduce you to another one, and his name is
W.C. Fillmore.
Well, hello, Mr. Fillmore.
How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us. What's the name of your book?
My book is W.C. Fillmore's Dark Double Dose of Dark Urban Mythos. And it's a combination of 2 short stories in one book. And the stuff is horror and fantasy.
Really?
Yes.
Horror and fantasy.
Yes, with an urban twist to it.
With an urban twist.
It happens in the neighborhood right around your corner of your house.
Oh my gosh, it happens right here in our neighborhood. That sounds so fascinating. How did you come up with that, Mr. Fillmore?
Well, I did a lot of traveling, and some of the neighborhoods that I went to, you can kind of hear the same kind of spooky stories, little ghost story here, maybe a monster story here or there. And I just started writing the stuff down and collecting it. And then using my imagination with what I've heard, I try to put these stories together.
Okay.
Yes.
And is this your first Fresh Festival?
Yes, this is my first time. I've come as a visitor, but this is my first time as a featured author. So.
Well, the key to the Fresh Book Festival is networking. It's all about networking. So make sure you do lots of that, WC. And we want to thank you so much for coming.
And I want to thank you for interviewing me.
You are so welcome.
Mike Sanders.
Mike Sanders from Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you so much for coming, Mike. Is this your first time at the Fresh?
It is. It's my first time, but it won't be my last.
Woo, it won't be his last. Well, I know you're an author, so what's the name of the book you're going to highlight?
This is Dead Center. This is actually my 5th book, but it's my latest novel. So this is one I'm highlighting right now, Dead Center.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about Dead Center.
Well, Dead Center's it's along the lines of like I told you before, like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith, like the two assassins who didn't know that they were each other's targets.
Okay.
You know, but it's African American based, so they make it a little more interesting. But it's good once you get into it. You can't stop reading it. It's
Oh
good.
my gosh! Well, that sounds fascinating, especially the cover. Did you do the cover yourself?
I did.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a graphic designer, but I try.
All right, but that's your piece. Okay, well, we want to thank you for coming. We hope you will come again, Mike.
Definitely, I will be back.
All right, and he brought his lovely wife. She just happens to be photographing us as we speak. So, hi there. I'm Laretha, and this is Angie B. and Bar T Productions. We'll be right back.
Save the date, September 14th through 17th, 2023, for the 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our travel partner this year is Stephanie Fowler. Call her for your arrangements at 470-331-1788. The 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our theme this year is completion, keeping our faith over the struggle. Log on to boldbeautifulandbald.com for more information. Bold, beautiful, and bald. Did you grow up in a church that offered testimony time? It was generally a 30-minute session before service began where congregants could stand up and share something good that happened to them during the past week. Well, this audiobook is all about testimonies, medical survival stories, car accidents, a lack of faith, and more. Stories from people just like you that found themselves wondering, am I going to die? I thought I was dead. Stories of survival that will inspire, transcend, and encourage your mind. An audiobook anthology compiled by evangelist Angie B. Produced by Angie B. and Bar T Productions. Coming soon.
Hi, I'm Laretha, and I'm with Angie B. and Bar T Productions, and we're here at the 12th Annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival right here in Daytona Beach, Florida. We have about 40 authors, so please do come on down and get to meet them. Right now, I'm about to introduce you to one of them. His name is...
My name is Jerome Yates.
Jerome Yates. Where are you from, Jerome?
Actually, I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
He's from Brooklyn. And are you an author, Jerome?
Yes, I am an author. Actually, this is my first book ever. Actually, also, I'm a Embry-Riddle aeronautical graduate here in Daytona Beach.
Well, we're impressed by that because last night we had our F.R.E.S.H Film Festival at Embry-Riddle, and it was fantastic.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Very awesome. Very awesome.
So tell us a little bit about your book. Is this your book here?
Yes.
The 12 P's and the 4 No's, Volume 2 by Jerome Yates.
Yes, the 12 P's and 4 No's. It's about actually empowering yourself. I've coined a term called the positivity coach. I'm your positivity coach. If you need positivity, if you are down, you can give me a call and I will be there for you. I've actually written this book so that you could actually have your own vision board. This isn't actually a workbook. I want you to actually sit down and actually write down your vision board, things that you are passionate about. Because when you are passionate about something, I want you to create the destiny of your choice and the lifestyle that you desire. Not me, you desire. You are the creator. So this workbook is here to help you to actually manifest your dreams, your wants, and your desires.
So how can we reach you? Because, I mean, do you have an a social media or a
Yes, I
phone
do.
number or email? How would someone reach you, Jerome, if they were not to make it to the Fresh Book Festival?
They could get me at Jerome Yates at the 12 P's and the 4nos.com. Or actually, if you want to just give me a phone call, 937-673-1509. Jerome Yates, I always have my phone here. Remember, I'm your positivity coach, and I'm going to get you to where you want to be, but you have to decide where you want to go.
Is this your first Fresh Book Festival?
Yes, this is my first Fresh Book Festival, and it's been awesome. Just meeting all the authors, just the environment of African Americans and all the writers and all the authors. This is phenomenal, and for me, being my first one, it's awesome. It's
Good.
awesome. It's awesome.
That is great. Well, we want to thank you so much for coming, Jerome, and we look forward to seeing you in 2024.
Thank you very much, everybody. Get the 12 P's and the 4 No's, and you can get it at.
Hi, I'm Laretha, and we're here at the 12th annual Fresh Book Festival here in Daytona Beach, Florida. I'm interviewing authors, and we have another exciting author for you here right now, and his name is
Ronald B. Davis.
Ronald B. Davis. And where are you from, Ronald?
I'm from Ormond Beach, Florida.
He's from Ormond Beach, Florida. Imagine that. And I bet you he's an author.
Yes, I am.
Okay, and what's the name of your book?
The name of my book, as you can see here, is Expositions. It's weekly lessons and meditations for believers.
Oh, well, I just happen to be a believer, so give me a little more insight.
Well, let me just read from the back of the book here.
Okay.
It says, these expositions have been carefully written to help readers comprehend the Bible and apply scriptures to contemporary life. All of these lessons, are some which include prayers, are faithful to believers, and biblical texts centered on the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Yes, and to get the most out of these weekly teachings, readings, and meditate on lessons, you can revisit throughout the week and connect with God's Word and apply these readings to your daily life.
That sounds interesting. Now, how did you become so fascinated? Have you been to seminary, or maybe you're a minister or some clergy of that type?
You know, I'm actually a steward at Allen Chapel AME Church. We have a prayer line. We're on 5 days a week from 6:30 to 7.
Okay.
And I did daily expositions on the prayer line. And what I done was compile the exposition and put them into a book.
Well, that is fascinating, and that took a lot. So, did you publish the book yourself, Ronald?
Actually, my niece published the book, Millennium Publishing. Yes.
Millennium Publishing? Okay,
Yes.
well, next time we need to get your niece to come to the Fresh Book Festival.
She'll be here tomorrow.
Outstanding. Well, I think that any book that helps you understand the Bible is something that we should all be interested in, because the Bible is very difficult to really grasp and understand until you develop a relationship with Jesus Christ.
And that's absolutely true. And what I've done in this book is to help people. And by doing that, it's simplified. I use scriptures, and then I break the scriptures down and explain to them.
Right, in layman's terms.
In layman's terms. And it's blessed a lot of people, mostly young people, who have difficulty understanding the Bible, but can understand the book as they read it.
That's outstanding. I love Daytona Beach, and I love the Fresh Book Festival. Here's another author, and his name is
Mark Lynn.
Hello, Mark Lynn. Where are you from?
2 residents, one in Ponte Vedra near Jacksonville and Kauai, Hawaii.
Ooh, he's from 2 fabulous resort areas, but obviously he's had time to write. So tell us a little bit about this book.
This book I wrote last year in Hawaii. It's called Awaken and Free. It's the second book in a series of 5 spiritual books I'll be doing. The first one I did a few years ago is called Spiritual Consciousness.
Okay.
This is the follow-up. That was a little bit more about clearing the path to becoming spiritual. This one is more about the journey of it, from a spiritual awakening, which can happen in millions of
Anytime.
yeah, well, it can happen in millions of ways. You know, religious, metaphysical, so many ways to be awakened, to being highly enlightened. I'm not saying I'm highly enlightened, but I could channel it. Like Hawaii is a magical place because the channels are so wide open, and I don't even know where all this information is coming as I produce these books, but it just comes out so beautifully. And I know this is my third book, and my editor has said that I finally have arrived as a writer because she
Really?
doesn't need to touch it much anymore.
Oh, that's an extreme compliment.
Yeah, I
It really is.
might not have to pay her so much.
Oh, you'll always have to pay her, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the name of your other two books?
The spiritual consciousness was my first, and I took a trip away from the pure spiritual nature of my books and did a book in 2021 on Drawn to the Middle, and I incorporated not only my psychological, philosophical, spiritual angle, I incorporated a lot of the sociological and political issues that are undermining our society.
They really are.
The extremes are just pulling us apart, and they get all the attention, and the majority of us are not. So the name of the book, Drawn to the Middle.
Okay.
And I used kind of the concept of, like Buddha, one of his big claim to fame was the middle way.
Okay.
And, you know, you can go back to Abraham Lincoln, you can go back. A house divided will fall.
Exactly.
So I'm really, there's the people in the middle are the quiet ones. The extreme get all the attention.
Right.
So the book I'm doing this year is a follow-up to that one. It's called Apolitical.
Okay.
The soullessness of our political system. The system we have set up, and apolitical is a confusing word. It's kind of like atypical.
It is a little confusing.
It means non-political or politically neutral. And since it's hard to align with such extreme political components, it's more like kind of an anti-Republican, anti-Democrat book, where there's a lot of anti-Republican books, a lot of anti-Democrat books.
Absolutely.
But why not go after both of them?
Yes.
So that's the mission there, is to loosen up the power that they have and create some competition from the center. But the spiritual books, I have 3 more coming out.
Wow.
So I'm gonna do a book a year because it takes me somewhere in the neighborhood of about 1,000 to 1,200 hours to do a book.
And about how many words is it? About 3,000?
No, how many pages? It's 300 pages, about 80,000 words.
Woo, that's a lot of words.
Yeah. Well, I started only 3 months ago on my new one. I'm at 66,000.
Oh my
I
God.
get a good 1,000 to 1,500 words a day come out of me. Usually I have my cup of coffee. I sit down at the computer before I get tarnished by anything.
Yes.
I'm clear, I'm open,
Okay.
and it just cathartically comes out of me.
That's outstanding.
And what's funny is I've been doing this for 4 years. The first 2 or 3 years, it ruled me. I couldn't go without doing it. Now I'm controlling it because I was always afraid to take a day off that I might miss the groove. But now it's there.
It's there.
I got it.
It's a part of who you are.
I'm there.
And we appreciate it. Now, is this your very first Fresh Book Festival?
Yeah, this is my first book festival or fair period because I've been on that inward journey.
Oh.
And I come from a marketing background. I even have a master's degree in marketing, but I did not want to push it till I built enough of a base. And so you had mentioned a website earlier. I'm going to try to develop that. I need to do more book fairs. Because
You're going to have to find ways to sell your books, Mark Lynn. I mean, you've done so much investing in your books.
Yeah.
So now it's time for you to sell your books. And I just wanted to thank you for joining us here at the Fresh Book Festival. Can we look forward to you joining us again?
Absolutely. We're right up the street, so easy for me to come,
All right.
I'll be back.
Well, thank you so much. I'm presenting to you today Rekia Beverly, otherwise known as Mrs. Asbury. Hi, Rekia.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. You are just the best teacher ever. Are you not?
I appreciate the compliment.
And I believe she's just come off a panel. What were you all discussing in the panel?
Oh, we were talking about everything from including our books, seeing if it connected to our childhood. We talked about our genre and if we've experienced a negative review at some point because, you know, life happens and we
Life
have to be
does happen.
prepared and
Yes.
how we're going to overcome those things. Yep.
All right. Well, Mrs. Asbury has a plethora of books, so we're going to let her tell you just a little bit about some of the titles.
Sure. First, I have my 2 affirmation books for young children and for adolescents. I have Mrs. Ashbury's First Day of School. We have Mrs. Ashbury's Birthday.
Ooh, a birthday.
That's a fun one. I love cupcakes, so I had to make sure I included cupcakes in the book.
Not cupcakes.
Love cupcakes. All different kinds. Snickerdoodle, peanut butter, cookie dough, all of that.
Ooh, Snickerdoodle's my favorite.
Yes. Mrs. Ashbury's Hero talks about childhood cancer. Mrs. Ashbury teaches Black history, includes all of my Black history, my favorite Black history figures from the past.
Okay.
And then my most recent is Mrs. Ashbury to the Rescue, which I'll be sharing on stage tomorrow.
Ooh, Mrs. Ashbury comes to the rescue. I hope you heard that. You might want to come down here tomorrow and join us at the 12th Annual Fresh Book Festival. Mrs. Ashbury, what's this I'm holding?
That's our puzzle, our 16-piece puzzle.
Ooh, a 16-piece puzzle.
Yes, and that's branded after Mrs. Ashbury's birthday. At the very end of the story, the kids sing happy birthday to Mrs. Ashbury, and so I captured that in puzzle form.
That's outstanding. So how can we reach you, Mrs. Ashbury, if we happen to not make it to the 12th Annual Fresh Book Festival?
All right, you can find me at mrsashburysworld.com, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and then all social media outlets, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube.
Is she not the best? She has got it all covered. And you're going to need Mrs. Ashbury to help raise your children. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And here I just happened to find another author. What's your name?
I'm Troy Johnson.
Hello, Troy. Where are you from?
I'm actually from Harlem, New York City.
Harlem, New York City. Is this your first Fresh Book Festival?
This is my 3rd Fresh Book Festival.
Woo! Yay! We got some people returning. So tell us a little bit about what you've written.
All right, so here I'm talking about a book called Voices of the Harlem Renaissance. I wrote the introduction to this book. It was originally published as The New Negro, an interpretation. And so I wrote a new foreword to it. And it was published 100 years ago and introduces readers to the variety of art and prose that was produced during that time.
Really?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. If you have people like Zora Neale Hurston and W.E.B. Du Bois, and a lot of the, during that time, the Harlem Renaissance was a burgeoning of intellectual and creative output.
Yes.
And so this book is, truly representative of that period.
It was an explosion of black talent and black art.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for that. That's outstanding. Now, I'm sure you have another book, right?
Yeah, this book is Running to Falls, written by Kalisha Buchanan. Kalisha's critically acclaimed writer with several books under her belt.
Okay.
And I published this book under my business, the African American Literature Book Club, or AALBC. And so this is the first book that I've published. We're really proud of it. It's available in all formats: audiobook, ebook, hardcover, paperback.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a terrific story. It's got suspense. It's got issues of class. It's got issues of alcoholism.
Okay.
And it's just it's literary fiction, and it's well written, and it's really engaged in a really engaging story. So I was just excited to be able to have the opportunity to produce this book.
Well, we are excited that you're here and you have so much to offer. He's an author and a publisher, and God only knows what else. We'd like to thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for the time and opportunity. I really appreciate it.
And we look forward to seeing you at the next Fresh Book Festival. I'm Laretha. I'm with Angie B. and Bar T Productions. We'll be right back.
Author of the Day, Takia Smith, visionary of the best-selling book, Pendulum of a Mother's Love, announces her new release coming soon. Moms Gathering to Close the Gaps. This will be the second book in the series, and we invite you to share your story with the world. The topics of mother-daughter, daughter-mother, and mother-son relationship are contributed by the following authors: Dr. Kitty Adderley, Dr. Radiance L. Rose, Dr. Maisha Jack, Angela Wife, and Evangelist Angie B. It's not too late to share your story. Promotional support for this book is provided by Business with a Heart and Lolo's Social Media Promotions. Audiobook produced by Angie B. and Barty Productions. Moms Gathering to Close the Gaps. Coming soon. Save the date, September 14th through 17th, 2023, for the 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our travel partner this year is Stephanie Fowler. Call her for your arrangements at 470-331-1788. The 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our theme this year is completion, keeping our faith over the struggle. Log on to boldbeautifulandbald.com for more information. Bold, beautiful, and bald.
We're here in Daytona Beach at the Julia T. and Charles W. Cherry Educational Center. I'd like to introduce you to one of our authors, and his name is
Scott Ellis.
Hello, Scott Ellis. Where are you from?
I'm from Pittsfield, Massachusetts. I'm an audiobook narrator and voice actor and audiobook production company, Scott Ellis Reads.
Oh my goodness, did you hear that, Barty? He's also in the audio production business. This is very exciting. This is the first time I've met anyone other than Angie B. So are you very good at your craft?
I hope so. I was the 2021 audiobook of the year recipient for a book called Puck and Minnie that I narrated.
Awesome.
And yeah, that was awarded to us. And so, you know, we like to consider ourselves an award-winning audiobook narrator, whatever that means.
Well, that means congratulations. I'm very happy to hear that. Thank you so much for joining us. And you're going to have a wonderful time because we have 40 authors. And so now we also have another audiobook narrator. What do you think about that?
I think it's fabulous. I think the audiobook industry is booming right now. It's scheduled to be a $16 billion a year industry this year, double-digit growth each year over the past decade. It's the way people are consuming their content these days. It's streaming, it's in their ears, and you know, if your book isn't an audio, you gotta find an audiobook narrator and production company to make it happen because it's the next level of sales for you.
Well, did you hear that? We're here with about 40 authors, and one of them is
Lucy Desmore.
Lucy Desmore. Hi, Lucy Desmore. Where are you from?
Daytona Beach.
Oh my gosh, she's a native, and she's holding a book.
I am. I'm holding the book that my husband wrote, Clayton Desmore, who frequented this book festival every year, and I thought it was my job to continue the legacy. So I'm here with this book. Clayton passed from us July 24th of last year, but he had this book already here, and we've sold several copies of it and attended many fairs. So that's what my job is to have this legacy to continue.
Well, I tell you what, I have to admire you for that, because even though your husband is no longer with you, you're still married in spirit to him. And I'm sure he appreciates that. I've heard several people talk about the book. What's the name of it?
Dad, the Man, the Myth, the Legend.
Woohoo! Dad, the Man, the Myth, the Legend. And so Lucy Desmore is here at the 12th Annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. And if you happen to miss her, I'm sure she has a way for you to contact her to purchase her book.
I do. You may contact me at 386-295-7758 or email me at cldesmore@bellsouth.net.
Awesome. We'd like to thank you so much for joining us, but let me quickly ask you, your husband, you said, had been at several F.R.E.S.H book festivals before, but this is your first time with the book.
Yes, but I always attended the festivals with him. I went to Jacksonville with him, Orlando, DeLand, wherever, and I'm a real estate person, so he went to a lot of events with me. We went to Tallahassee and Orlando for different conventions for the Florida Realtors. And so we complimented each other. We always attended each other's events.
Very supportive. Well, we want to thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at the next F.R.E.S.H Book Festival.
Here all weekend, and I will continue. And I do want to say Clayton Desmore was writing the second book from this, a continuation. And so he's written 2 chapters, and I am embedding on doing completing the book. So I'm working on it now.
All right, so look forward to seeing Mrs. Desmore at the 13th Annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival in 2024. I'm Laretha. I'm with Angie B. and Bar T Productions, and we'll be right back. And we're here in the city of Daytona Beach, Florida, at the 12th Annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. And here I just happened to find another author. What's your name?
I'm Troy Johnson.
Hello, Troy. Where are you from?
I'm actually from Harlem, New York City.
Harlem, New York City. Is this your first F.R.E.S.H Book Festival?
This is my 3rd F.R.E.S.H Book Festival.
Woo! Yay! We got some people returning. So tell us a little bit about what you've written.
All right, so here I'm talking about a book called Voices of the Harlem Renaissance. I wrote the introduction to this book. It was originally published as The New Negro, an interpretation. And so I wrote a new foreword to it, and it was published 100 years ago, and introduces readers to the variety of art and prose that was produced during that time.
Really?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. If you have people like Zora Neale Hurston and W.E.B. Du Bois, and a lot of the, during that time, the Harlem Renaissance was a burgeoning of intellectual and creative output.
Yes.
And so this book is, truly representative of that period.
It was an explosion of black talent and black art.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for that. That's outstanding. Now, I'm sure you have another book, right?
Yeah, this book is Running to Falls, written by Kalisha Buchanan. Kalisha's critically acclaimed writer with several books under her belt.
Okay.
And I published this book under my business, the African American Literature Book Club, or AALBC. And so this is the first book that I've published. We're really proud of it. It's available in all formats: audiobook, ebook, hardcover, paperback.
Oh my goodness.
And it's a terrific story. It's got suspense. It's got issues of class. It's got issues of alcoholism. And it's just it's literary fiction, and it's well written, and it's really engaged in a really engaging story. So I was just excited to be able to have the opportunity to produce this book.
Well, we are excited that you're here and you have so much to offer. He's an author and a publisher, and God only knows what else.
Hey, the name's Adam. I'm a freelance graphic designer who goes under the moniker Eye Catching Designs. From flyers to logos to even websites. I got you. I specialize in being adaptable to anything you need. If you got a project or an idea, you can get in contact with me through my website, eyecatchingdesign.art. You can also see plenty of examples of my work there too. Let's work together.
Please allow us to introduce you to one of the graduates of our YUP program.
Hi, I'm Sandra B. I live in Michigan. And yep, I'm an author.
YUP, Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. Our goal is to initiate literacy in students and lead them to entrepreneurship through authorship. Our mission is to identify and invite organizations to participate in this program. Students participate in virtual writing workshops where they are encouraged to write their stories and provide reviews of stories read. We ask you to support our youth. For a donation of only $50, your company or organization will be mentioned as a youth supporter in the next audiobook. Send an email to yup!'imanauthor@gmail.com to provide a scholarship for a young person to participate.
Yep, I'm an author.
Proceeds are accepted and disbursed by Angie B. Productions. And now, these students are authors and entrepreneurs. Follow us online. Just search for Yup, I'm an Author on Facebook. Use the hashtag Yup, I'm an Author. Or call 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519 for more information. This program is sponsored in part by Angie B. and Barty Productions.
Yep, I'm an author.
Greetings, I'm Laretha, host of So What's the Problem TV show. It airs Thursdays at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. I conduct interviews and I spread awareness. If you follow my page, you'll get the notifications and you will never miss an episode. A cheerful heart is good medicine and laughter is good for the soul. Thanks for watching.
Save the date, September 14th through 17th, 2023, for the 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our travel partner this year is Stephanie Fowler. Call her for your arrangements at 470-331-1788. The 7th Annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our theme this year is completion, keeping our faith over the struggle. Log on to boldbeautifulandbald.com for more information. Bold, beautiful, and bald. Attention, please. You are cordially invited to attend a virtual book fair event. Books and Besties, introducing the world to our books and our businesses. Join us Sunday, April 2nd, 2023, beginning at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and meet the visionaries and co-authors of the newest anthology, Worthy Women. Presented by Volusia Businesswomen and Angie B. Productions, this virtual book fair event introduces the world to our books and our businesses. Search for Books and Besties on Facebook and YouTube. Advertising is available during this show. Send an email to volusiabusinesswomen@gmail.com for advertising and guest feature opportunities. Join us for a virtual book fair event featuring the 11 women in the new anthology, Worthy Women. Promotional consideration for this broadcast is provided by Lolo's Social Butterfly and Business with a Heart. Production provided by Angie B. Productions. Special edition. Meet the visionaries and co-authors of the newest anthology, Worthy Women.
Okay. Yes, I brought over, so it's the 75th anniversary. So that's what we're celebrating here in the UK. So all over the UK is going to be this celebration.
What year? When is that going to happen, David?
That's going to be on the 22nd of June.
Oh, this summer. Okay.
Yeah, of this year. So we're doing a presentation on it. There's going to be events throughout the UK. Some people are for it, some people are not. Some people, because there is something called the Windrush Scandal. And the Windrush Scandal is that these people that came over from the Caribbean in 1948, about 4 years ago, some of them were deported, some of them had their passports, confiscated. They couldn't get a job. They couldn't use the health service. They couldn't get a driving license, etc. And they lost their jobs. And it was really because their boarding passes and their documentation was taken away at the time. So this is what we call the Windrush Scandal. And because it was so horrific for these individuals, some people feel that it's not right to be celebrating this. We were kind of like on that as well, but we do feel that people need to know the story. They need to know the story of what happened to this generation, first generation of people from the Caribbean, what happened to them and why their story needs to be told. So we're going to be doing presentations on this generation. This generation, obviously, it was in 1948. Lots of them have died now. But there is a legacy there, and there was people who came as children, and they're in their late 60s, 70s. So they want their story to be told as well. So Windrush evokes many different emotions here in the UK.
So tell us when your book festival is.
Okay, well, our book festival is going to be the 30th of September of this year. And normally, we first was going to have it live at London University, Goldsmiths College. But then as you were aware, the pandemic happened, and so we've had to have it 3 years running as an online event. But this year is going to be back at London University. And the reason for us organising it is simply really so that we can showcase black artists. Many so-called mainstream publishers, they publish a few. It tends to be very kind of short promotions. But the only people who are going to really promote Black British literature is going to be our community. So we've got to put the infrastructure in place. And that infrastructure It is really, you need book festivals, you need literary agents, you need distribution companies, you need booksellers, you need book clubs, etc., etc. We really don't have that in place here
in Oak Park, Michigan. I like to read, I like to help people, and I like to do art and stuff like that. I'm 10 years old, and I am in 5th grade.
I heard your audible behind you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mom. So we are ready to hear this book from you.
The Big Road Trip by Whitney M. White. Summer is here. I just finished 2nd grade. Now I get to go to Big Daddy's house. Big Daddy is my grandpa. I wish I could see him all the time, but he lives hundreds of miles away. It is fun to get ready for a big road trip. To Alabama we go. Blanket, check. Pillow, check. Tablet, check. Snacks, check.
I love her suitcase.
Of course, I cannot take this trip by myself. My whole family makes the trip too. We all drive down the road together. Seatbelt, check. Time to go. We drive for a few hours, and we stop for a bite to eat. We all sit at one big table. We laugh so much that we lose track of time. Back on the road we go. As the miles fly by, I feel a little sleepy. My brother falls asleep beside me. But I don't want to miss a thing. So I sit up straight. I look out the window. We drive past pretty farms. There are so many horses and cows. Mommy smiles at me. She says, I spy with my little eye something red. I laugh and point out the window. I spy a red tractor with my little eye. What's next? I think it's time to color. Sometimes the car bounces and turns. That makes it hard to stay in the lines. I'm gonna give coloring a try anyway. I hear my mother calling me. Wake up, Taylor, we're here. I think I'm back home in my own bed. Am I dreaming? I open my eyes. It is dark outside now. I blink at the lights shining on the porch. The next person I see is my Big Daddy. I'm so happy to see him. I hurry out to jump into his arms. Look at this big girl, he laughs. He says, I missed you so much, Taylor. Our whole family stays at Big Daddy's house. We make new memories that will last a long time. I never want to leave. But I do have to start 3rd grade soon. The big road trip is my favorite part of summer. The end.
Yay! And it also comes with a coloring book.
Oh, nice. Sandra, that was spot on. Thank you so much for participating in National Read Aloud Month. And I'm sorry you couldn't be with us this year, but next year we hopefully will see you here and you can read out loud on the stage. So thank you, Mom, for letting her be on.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Donna. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, sweetie. Have a nice evening. Good night. All right. Bye-bye.
Aretha Simon, and I'm an author and an entrepreneur. And as many of you know, I have been doing the red carpet interviews for Angie B, who wasn't able to be with us today. So it has been such a pleasure to not only do the interviews for Donna Gray Banks, but to attend another very successful Fresh Book Festival. And so I have 3 other authors, and they're going to read some of the excerpt from their books. And first up we have William Davis, who we all know as a poet. So I'm turning it over to you, Will.
That sounds great. I really appreciate you all's time. I am going to stand up, if you don't mind, because that's what I do as a spoken word artist. I have 3 books available as an author, and I came a long way for this. I came from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and the poems that I'm going to be sharing today, I'll share 2 poems with you all. They are also available in my book that I have available for sale called Broken Perception. So just to make sure everybody's paying attention, if you're ready for the poem, say yeah. If you're ready for the poem, say yeah. I said, is it even possible? I know it seems logical, but sometimes I think it's an impossible obstacle to actually give thanks. To show how much you really appreciate the fact that God woke you up this day, to simply say thank you, honestly doesn't seem like it's enough. The magnitude of my gratitude can even be compared to the measure of the world's longitude and latitude. If needed, I'd walk the distance from the earth to the moon, which has been charted at 232,088 miles, to express with every breath in my chest that God has given me the reasons to smile. That he has given me the opportunity to be here now, so I stand proud. The simple 2-word sentence of thanking you in conjunction honestly seems so redundant, considering his ability to wake up everyone in the world, and he still remembers me. While giving me the eyes to see and the ability to reach inside of me and bring forth these ways that he gave me, he just keeps giving while I'm taking, and he's giving, and it seems that all he ever wants me to say, all God ever really wants us to say is just thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I got one more poem I'm gonna share for you guys real quick. This is one of my favorite poems. I really love it. It really takes a lot to be a black author. We used to get murdered for reading and scrutinized and put in harsh conditions and cages and all type of vile things just for reading words. And one thing that I really do appreciate is my strong, black, beautiful grandma. If you've had a strong, beautiful black grandma help you out in life, clap those hands. I know for a fact that my grandmother has helped me out a lot in my life, so this poem I wrote for my grandmother. If you're ready for the next poem, say yeah. Yeah. I said my grandmother has told me before that Band-Aids, they don't work for us black people. She said that the severity of our scars are too deep. Wounds of unpaid wages and permanent scrapes from past cracked whips make our skin heal faster, so she never bought Band-Aids. Just rinse it off and put a little dirt on it is what she would say. I remember imagining that the mixture of water, dirt, and blood would act as a mask, covering up truth, forcing my ancestors, our ancestors, to wear lies and layers of how we were viewed. I can remember imagining that person, but I can never imagine that pain. That expression of strength, the face of adversity, sorrow like a soldier watching his best friend die. A piece in him dies, but he lives, himself hit by flying whip, but he stands and just puts a little dirt on it. I really couldn't imagine. Imagine being forced to that mentality, myself being a man who's quick to put Band-Aid on me over glimpses of blood. It makes me question my strength. And have I ever seen strength? Maybe my eyes only seen take not what it takes to just rinse off and cover up and mask and act as wounds don't exist, hidden in plain sight like the worries of the day that people quite often just throw a little dirt on and just rinse away. You see, my grandmother tells me. She tells me my generation, this plain sight wound of self-abuse and hatred and lack of patience, that we're a damn shame. We just rely on Band-Aids is what she says. Our accountability null and void, and we so quick to scream that we hurt. If we only knew, my grandmother says, if we only knew that we heal faster, and that those Band-Aids, they don't stick to our black skin. The adhesive is not built for our skin, so when I call her about my worries and my pains and my wounds, my grandmother tells me to hold my head high, fight through the pain, and just put a little damn dirt on it, William, and I promise you, it'll go away. Thank you.
Thank you, Will. That was
to the UK. So this year is the assembly.
Recording in progress.
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
That was me.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I think 1 second.
I hit record. Go ahead.
All right. Okay. Yes, I brought over. So it's the 75th anniversary. So that's what we're celebrating here in the UK. So all over the UK is going to be this celebration. Okay, sorry.
What year? When is that going to happen, David?
That's going to be on the 22nd of June.
Oh, this summer. Okay.
Yeah, of this year. So we're doing a presentation on it. There's going to be events throughout the UK. Some people are for it. Some people are not. Some people, because there is something called the Windrush scandal. And the Windrush scandal is that these people that came over from the Caribbean in 1948, they, about 4 years ago, some of them were deported, some of them had their passports, confiscated. They couldn't get a job, they couldn't use the health service, they couldn't get a driving license, etc. And they lost their jobs. And it was really because their boarding passes and their documentation was taken away at the time. So this is what we call the Windrush scandal. And because it was so horrific for these individuals, some people feel that it's not right to be celebrating this. We were kind of like on that as well, but we do feel that people need to know the story. They need to know the story of what happened to this generation, first generation of people from the Caribbean, what happened to them and why their story needs to be told. So we're going to be doing presentations on this generation. This generation, obviously, it was in 1948. A lot of them have died now. But there is a legacy there, and there was people who came as children, and they're in their late 60s, 70s. So they want their story to be told as well. So Windrush evokes many, many different emotions here in the UK.
So tell us when your book festival is.
Okay, well, our book festival is going to be the 30th of September of this year. And normally, we first was going to have it live at London University, Goldsmiths College. But then as you were aware, the pandemic happened, and so we've had to have it 3 years running as an online event. But this year it's going to be back at London University. And the reason for us organising it is simply really so that we can showcase black artists. Many the so-called mainstream publishers, they publish a few. It tends to be very kind of short promotions. But the only people who are going to really promote Black British literature is going to be our community. So we've got to put the infrastructure in place. And that infrastructure is really, you need book festivals, you need literary agents, you need distribution companies, you need booksellers, you need book clubs, etc., etc. We really don't have that in place here in the UK.
In Oak Park, Michigan, I like to read, I like to help people, and I like to do art and stuff like that. I'm 10 years old, and I am in 5th grade.
I heard your audible behind you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mom. So we are ready to hear this book from you.
The Big Road Trip by Whitney M. White. house here. I just finished second grade. Now I get to go to Big Daddy's house. Big Daddy is my grandpa. I wish I could see him all the time, but he lives hundreds of miles away. It is fun to get ready for a big road trip. To Alabama we go. Blanket, check. Pillow, check. Tablet, check. Snacks, check.
I love my suitcase.
Of course, I cannot take this trip by myself. My whole family makes the trip too. We all drive down the road together. Seatbelt, check. Time to go. We drive for a few hours, and we stop for a bite to eat. We all sit at one big table. We laugh so much that we lose track of time. Back on the road we go. As the miles fly by, I feel a little sleepy. My brother falls asleep beside me. But I don't want to miss a thing. So I sit up straight. I look out the window. We drive past pretty farms. There are so many horses and cows. Mommy smiles at me. She says, I spy with my little eye something red. I laugh and point out the window. I spy a red tractor with my little eye. What's next? I think it's time to color. Sometimes the car bounces and turns. That makes it hard to stay in the lines. I'm gonna give coloring a try anyway. I hear my mother calling me. Wake up, Taylor, we're here. I think I'm back home in my own bed. Am I dreaming? I open my eyes. It is dark outside now. I blink at the lights shining on the porch. The next person I see is my Big Daddy. I'm so happy to see him. I hurry out to jump into his arms. Look at this big girl, he laughs. He says, I missed you so much, Taylor. Our whole family stays at Big Daddy's house. We make new memories that will last a long time. I never want to leave. But I do have to start third grade soon. The big road trip is my favorite part of summer. The end.
Yay! And it also comes with a coloring book.
Oh, nice. Sandra, that was spot on. Thank you so much for participating in National Read Aloud Month. And I'm sorry you couldn't be with us this year, but next year we hopefully will see you here. And you can read out loud on the stage. So thank you, Mom, for letting her be on.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Donna. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, sweetie. Have a nice evening. Good night. All right. Bye-bye.
Ma, 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 ma.
We parents need to understand that our children may know the pitfalls that we taught them, yet they will sometimes have to drag themselves out of their own pits in order to learn to reach up for God instead of reaching up for us, steering them in the direction of God Almighty. That is the best way to raise an adult child. Why hearing God's voice is essential to motherhood. Written by evangelist Angie B. and published by Ladero Press.
Ma.
Hey, the name's Adam. I'm a freelance graphic designer who goes under the moniker Eye-Catching Designs, from flyers to logos to even websites. I got you. I specialize in being adaptable to anything you need. If you got a project or an idea, you can get in contact with me through my website, eyecatchingdesign.art. You can also see plenty of examples of my work there too. Let's work together.
Please allow us to introduce you to one of the graduates of our YEP program.
Hi, I'm Sandra B. I live in Michigan. And yep, I'm an author.
YEP, Youth Entrepreneur Author Program. Our goal is to initiate literacy in students and lead them to entrepreneurship through authorship. Our mission is to identify and invite organizations to participate in this program. Students participate in virtual writing workshops where they are encouraged to write their stories and provide reviews of stories read. We ask you to support our youth. For a donation of only $50, your company or organization will be mentioned as a youth supporter in the next audiobook. Send an email to yepI'mAnAuthor@gmail.com to provide a scholarship for a young person to participate.
Yep, I'm an author.
Proceeds are accepted and disbursed by Angie B. Productions. And now, these students are authors and entrepreneurs. Follow us online. Just search for Yep, I'm an Author on Facebook. Use the hashtag Yep, I'm an Author. Or call 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519 for more information. This program is sponsored in part by Angie B. and Barty Productions.
Yep, I'm an author.
Did you grow up in a church that offered testimony time? It was generally a 30-minute session before service began where congregants could stand up and share something good that happened to them during the past week. Well, this audiobook is all about testimonies, medical survival stories, car accidents, a lack of faith, and more. Stories from people just like you that found themselves wondering, am I going to die? I thought I was dead. Stories of survival that will inspire, transcend, and encourage your mind. An audiobook anthology compiled by evangelist Angie B. Produced by Angie B. and Barty Productions. Coming soon.
Angie B has and her husband, girl, they got multiple books. Girl, if they fall down a flight of stairs, they write a book about it. Okay. They got if their daughters get dogs, they write a book about it. You'll see.
Contact us today at 407-914-6519. That's 407-914-6519.
Oh, it's Lynn Rochelle. Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
Are you going to read to us?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm author Lynn Rochelle. I'm a writer of dangerous romance or dark romance. I'm a fiction writer. My book is called Twisted Lover, Her Dangerous Obsession. And just to give you a little bit of little idea of what it's about a young girl who has an affair with her boss, and when he decides to break up with her, she won't take no for an answer. So I picked this scenario since we're all authors. I thought you might be able to relate to this particular scene, although I do hope it doesn't happen to you. This is when she decides to confront her lover's wife, who is also an author, and she's at a book signing. Okay. Adrian grabbed one of the books from the display table and paid for it at the register before heading back to the far left corner of the store. When she arrived, about 15 people were standing in line waiting for their turn to meet Lauren Lash. As Adrian joined the line, she could see a woman standing at the table up front, greeting fans and signing books. It's her. There she was in the flesh, Lauren Lash, AKA Linda. The sight of her made Adrian's heart flutter. Linda was more beautiful than her pictures, donning a tan pantsuit, lavender button-down blouse, and lavish accessories to match. Linda smiled as she sat at the oblong table holding a shiny gold pen in her hand, ready to sign at her fans' requests. Adrian gazed as Linda greeted each fan and made small talk while penning personal messages on the blank pages inside their books. Occasionally, she would let out a courteous laugh when someone tried to impress her by quoting particular scenes from pages in the book. The crowd within earshot laughed along as they admired their favorite author sitting in front of them. From what Adrian could see, Linda was pleasant, sociable, and a well-admired individual. Adrian scoffed. She was no match for Linda. Adrian could never imagine seeing herself in front of a crowd of people waiting to see her. She'd probably cower under the table if she knew so many people were eyeing her. She wasn't the social butterfly like Linda, nor did she believe anyone she could ever be. They all love her. Adrian's insecurities haunted her, despite the makeup, new hairdo, and dress that no longer made her feel empowered. Even her new nail polish started to chip, and she quickly made a fist in disgust to hide it. Now what am I going to do? The further she moved up the line, the better she could see how flawless Linda was. The jealousy started to creep up on her, and any doubts about her plan disappeared. She needs to know. Her stomach was, I'm sorry, I need my glasses. Her stomach was in a ball of knots as she decided it was time to tell Linda the ugly truth about her husband. In her head, she practiced the words while watching Linda enjoy her happy life. Hi, I'm Adrian, and I think you should know I've been sleeping with your husband. Hi, I'm Adrian, and I think you should know I'm sleeping with your husband. Hi, I'm Adrian, and I think you should know I'm sleeping with your husband. Hi, I'm... Next, please, said a woman standing next to Linda's table. Adrian assumed the woman was Linda's assistant. She stood over Linda while controlling the line and took photos of fans who graciously posed holding their newly purchased books with their favorite author standing by their side. Adrian walked to the front of the table and stood directly in front of Linda and nervously handed her her book. There she was, face to face with her lover's wife. "Hello," Adrian whispered. She put on a bashful grin and stared in awe at the beautiful woman sitting in front of her. So this is Linda. Linda took the book and greeted her with a radiant smile. "Hello, is this book for you?" asked Linda. Adrian gently shook her head yes. Still, she could not take her eyes off Linda. "Okay, what is your name?" Linda asked, holding the gold pen in hand, preparing to write. "Adrian, A-D-R-I-E-N-N-E, Adrian replied. Her voice softened even more as she cited the last three letters of her name. Linda tilted her head and strained to hear Adrian speak, then began scribbling something inside. As she watched her pen words in beautiful cursive writing, Adrian quickly dismissed the idea of exposing the truth about her husband and Darren. She studied Linda's flawless skin, perfectly coiffed hair, and stylish outfit. She had a beautiful smile with pearly white teeth and long, freshly manicured nails with wrists adorned with beautiful white gold bangles that sparkled so brightly. Linda was perfect. No wonder he chose her after me. When Linda handed Adrian the book, Adrian couldn't help but notice the diamond ring and wedding band on her finger. Linda thanked her for her purchase, and Adrian quickly headed out the door.
Wow, thank you so much for that, but we want more. So how do we get more?
You'll have to buy the book. It's on my website, arthurlynrochelle.com, and it's called Twister Lover, Her Dangerous Obsession.
And do you happen to have any of them available at the 12th Annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival?
Oh, of course, I've got plenty. Just see the book in the back table with the candles and the lights, the flashing lights, you can't miss it.
I was pushed into becoming an author.
Imagine that.
It was something that I never thought I could do. And I'm a member of Allen Chapel African Methodist Episcopal Church, and our church have a prayer line which is on from 6:30 in the morning until 7, and it's 5 days a week. And my pastor asked me if I would do an exposition and prayer on our prayer line. And at the time I told him no, but he wouldn't take no for an answer. So I tried it, and this is what came out of that. So these expositions have been carefully written to help readers comprehend the Bible and apply the scripture to contemporary life. All of these lessons, some which include prayers, are faithful to biblical texts and centered on the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I'll read the first one that I have in here. And the title is Pray According to His Will. And the scripture I use is 1 John chapter 5, verse 14 and verse 15 from the New King James Version of the Bible. And it says, "Now this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. And if we know that he hears us, whatever we ask, we know that we will have the petition that we have asked of him." In this scripture, John begins to offer some concluding remarks and applications of the teaching of his first epistle, having told us how we might find assurance of salvation. The Apostle Paul gives us a few final exhortations before he lays his pen down. In verse 14, returns to the subject of having confidence before God that John spoke of in chapter 3, verse 21, which says, "Beloved, if our heart does not condemn us, we have confidence toward God." We saw then that when we are assured of our salvation, we gain confidence before God, confidence that make us obey his will and thus receive from him what we request. True assurance produces obedience, and obedience results in us seeing answered prayers and according to God's will. If you read 1 John chapter 3, verse 21, you will be careful to note that our obedience is not necessarily the cause of God's affirmative responses to prayer when we pray according to his will. Therefore, obedience is linked to such answered prayers, in that those who obey God knows his will and therefore pray in line with his will. It is in 1 John chapter 5, verse 14 that tells us explicitly, God hears us. God answers our prayers in the affirmative when we pray according to his will. In verse 15, also tell us that if we know that God hears us, then we know that he will give us the confidence and ask of anything, for it is in accordance to God's will, and his will shall be done. In one sense, that can go without saying, since the Bible uniformly asserts that God's will is always done. For example, in Job chapter 42, verse 2, it reads, "I know that you can do everything, and that no purpose of yours can be withheld from you. Why then do we pray? First, we pray because we are commanded to do so." Matthew chapter 6, Matthew chapter 6, verse 5 and verse 15. God's will tells us to pray, and since he is our Lord, we must do so. Secondly, we know that through God's will is always done. He often uses us to accomplish his will. God ordains our prayers and uses them as a powerful means to bring about the ends of he has also decreed. We know that we do not know that what God has ordained, but we do know he uses our prayers to bring about his ends. As we pray according to his will, he uses us as tools to execute his purpose. God's will is always accomplished, and we must remember that our prayers are meaningfully used by God to bring about His purpose. God has decided to use us to accomplish His ordained ends, and this privilege should move us to seek His will so we might pray properly and effectively. Spend some time in prayer today, asking God to help you to understand and pray His will at all times. Prayer is not optional for God's children. It is essential. If you do not pray, you are not living by faith in God. If you do not pray, you are trusting in yourself, which is exactly how the world lives. One, you should have confidence when we pray. We should have confidence when we approach God in prayer. Number two, we must come into His presence when we pray. Number three, we must come confidently into His presence and ask. Number four, if we ask anything according to His will, He hears us. If we know that He hears us, we know that we have the request which we have asked for of Him. And I'll stop there. But this book has blessed a lot of people because it explains the scripture. Some people have problems reading the Bible because they don't understand the Bible, but if scripture is explained to them, they understand it better. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We enjoyed that very much. Hearing the Word of God, it's always beneficial. Well, hello there. I believe that's Dr. Delicia.
So my name is Dr. Delicia Haynes. I'm the founder and CEO of F.R.E.S.H Health Center, which is a...
Wait. We didn't hear all of that because you said it so fast.
Oh.
Say that again. Okay.
I'm the founder and CEO of F.R.E.S.H Health Center, which is a direct primary care clinic here in Daytona Beach for the past 14 years. And...
Another doctor, and she's a Black African-American female. Yay!
Like a lot of us, a lot of what I've written has come from pain. And back in 2017, I lost my best friend to suicide. And I had never shared with him my history because I also am a suicide survivor. So the first book that I wrote was actually on that. That same year, I was in a car accident and I had a traumatic brain injury and needed to overcome that, and went through an episode where I couldn't trust my own thoughts. I was having difficulty with concentration, and I'm trying to run my own practice. And my mom called me one day and she let me know that she had been diagnosed with cancer and she was going to be going for surgery, but don't worry, don't come up, it's going to be fine. And I kept telling myself, I'm going to talk to her doctor before she goes for surgery. And the days kept happening, and I would take care of my patients, and I would look at the clock, and it was too late to call her doctor. And the day came that she came for her surgery, and I was going to be going up the next day. And I called my dad, and I expected him to say, like, oh, everything went fine. And I called my dad, and he said they couldn't take it out because it was attached to other structures. And my heart sank. So I flew up, and I kissed my mama, and I took the medical team out into the hallway. My mom is a Christian woman, very humble, never told anybody that her daughter is a doctor. And I asked them, where's the pathology? Like, I want scans, and they said, we don't have that. And if looks could kill, I would have burned them all on the spot. They took my mother to surgery without ever doing an imaging study. And when they opened her up is when they found out that she had stage 4 uterine carcinosarcoma. And for the next 2 months, I didn't sleep because I felt I had failed my mother. I felt I had failed my most important patient. And I recognize that while I love being a physician and taking care of people, and there's a type of person that I want to be, and then there's the people that I don't want to leave behind. And how do I bring that all together? How do I get all the things done that I need to get done on a daily basis? How do I maintain the inspiration? How do I make sure that I'm sharing my story with the people that need to hear it? But most importantly, making sure that I'm not leaving the people behind that I love. And I did a lot of coaching, I did a lot of personal development, and what I found was that I needed to really be very intentional about how I spent my days. And I actually went on a mission looking for a planner, and like most of us, when you can't find something, you create it. And so that's how the Daybreakers Planner was created. It looks like a Bible. It's not. I know, I get credit, but I like to tell people.
It does look like a Bible.
But it's really all about starting your day off with intention, with that morning mindset, with some silence, some affirmations, some visualizations, some exercise, reading, scribing, the SABRES acronym, the things that you have to get done, but more importantly, your priorities, because I was always getting distracted by my to-do list and not getting my priorities done. The people that you want to follow up with, and at the end of the day, the celebration, because I never celebrated myself, and I didn't celebrate other people. And then the 24-hour section where you just take count of how you spent your day, whether it was on social media or whatever you did, you just have to take count, making sure you're sleeping 8 hours a day or trying to. So that's really where it came from. So I won't read an excerpt. It's full of quotations and scriptures and affirmations, but really it's all about taking all the things that I had learned and how do I pull them into, how do I make this a daily practice and get the things that I need to get done, but not leave anybody behind in the process.
Thank you so much for that. So I do have to ask about your mother. I do have to ask, do I need to come closer? You're okay?
No, I was silenced today. Fine. So on December 28, 2018, I climbed into bed with my mom as she took her last breath. And we celebrated her homegoing, and it was basically like a Haynes family talent show. Some of us sang, I did, it just really was a celebration of her life and her legacy. And now I'm taking care of you. I'm just making sure my daddy is, he's single now, so if, I got to keep him straight. But just making sure that we're, keeping our family, together. But so my mama is, she got the best seat in the house.
Yes.
And we just try to make her proud every day.
Well, we thank you so much for sharing that. Let me give you a hug, because losing your mother is not. Okay, so I believe Dr. Haynes has that lovely journal available at the 12th annual F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. Is that right? Okay, would you share with us what your selling price is?
So here the journal is available for $35, and it's in the purple table, like third in the back over there.
Okay, so it's only $35, and she would really appreciate if she didn't have to take them back home with her. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm Laretha. As you know, I've been doing the red carpet interviews for Angie B. Angie B has been a big part of the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival for many years. Her husband is Barty. Wave, Barty. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, Angie B and I are business associates. We have a website. It's called Volusia Business Women, and we provide affordable website presences for individuals. We have directories for your business card. It's available for $30 a year. We also offer a location listing if you happen to own your own building, your brick and mortar. And we offer URL pages, and they're $75 a year. Those are excellent prices. We do updates, we do media mentions, we post flyers on Facebook, we do everything to support the website and the subscribers that we have. And so we're offering a raffle for $10, and someone here is going to win a free directory from the F.R.E.S.H Book Festival. So you might want to see me later. And Angie B and I are also co-authors in this book. It's called Joy Comes in the Morning. It's a devotional. So I'm going to read you an excerpt from Angie's page, Evangelist Angie B. And she writes, "Do not be anxious about anything. Instead, in every situation, through prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, tell your requests to God, and the peace of God that surpasses all understanding will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus." That's from Philippians 4, verses 6 through 7. And Angie B writes, "How did I find joy after loss? Which story would people want to read about? Finding love after divorce or living with hair loss?" Angie B has alopecia. "I went to Facebook and asked my followers what they want to read about. The votes came in, and now I will share with you my hair loss journey. I was diagnosed with alopecia areata in my mid-20s. I wore wigs and hair pieces until my 50s. My daddy helped me to learn how to shave the patches of hair from my head and try to accept a bald head. There is no cure for this autoimmune disease that destroys the hair that my body grows. I was still covered with wigs because I was doing the work of an evangelist, and the church told me I had to be covered. It wasn't until God sent Bar T to find me that joy in the morning chased me down. During our first date, I thought I would scare Barty away by revealing my bald head. I didn't want to submit to another man due to the pain I felt from abuse and abandonment. When I removed my false eyelashes, wiped away the eyebrow pencil from my brow, and snatched off my wig, I thought he would say, "Goodbye, baby." But instead he said, "You look like a China baby," and he smiled. His joy chased me down. After we married, Barty always accompanied me to go out in public without my wig. Then we were encouraged to launch a fashion show featuring all bald models. It's called the Bold, Bald, Beautiful Bazaar. The joy I feel each September has chased me down. Allow joy to seek you out and elevate you, even with a bald, shiny dome. Thank you so much. That's from Angie B. And I'll just read you a portion of an excerpt from my book. I was named after my father's sister. Her name was Laretha. And my brother was named after my father. His name was, of course, Richard Quarterman. So my brother's name is Richard. And I was blessed to be the caregiver for Dr. Rebecca Walker Steele, who was the concert chorale director, retired for many years from Bethune, her beloved Bethune-Cookman University. So, Laretha Q. Osby King is my beloved aunt and namesake. Affectionately known as Lolo, she was a vibrant soul, one who lit up the room whenever she entered. She had an inherent love of music and taught it for 43 years. Aunt Laretha was a preacher's kid and a student of James Cleveland, the King of Gospel. She valued literacy, enjoyed traveling, and had a fondness for bridge. Yellow roses gave her so much joy. For my brother, I wrote, Richard as Quarterman III was my only brother, and he too was his father's namesake. He grew up to become a fine fellow who protected his 4 sisters. We often wondered whether we would ever have a date. My brother was very talented. His God-given gift was athleticism as he grew to be 6 feet 8 inches tall. He earned a full college scholarship. Richard's passion was, of course, basketball. He was a gentle giant who gave us joy. He loved the Lord and I loved him. I'm sorry. I am my brother's keeper. My brother had mental illness and he died from suicide in Florida State Hospital. Okay. Dr. Rebecca I can't read anymore. Okay, so the books are $20. Angie B and her husband Barty have written several books on God, me, and you on their marriage journey. We're at the table in the back. I have lots more interviews to do, so I'd like to thank my panel. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Dr. Delisha Hayes. Thank you, darling. Okay, that's Lynn Rochelle, and thank you, Ron Davis. Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Save the date, September 14th through 17th, 2023, for the 7th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our travel partner this year is Stephanie Fowler. Call her for your arrangements at 470-331-1788. The 7th annual Bold, Beautiful, and Bald Weekend Retreat for Alopecia Awareness. Our theme this year is completion, keeping our faith over the struggle. Log on to boldbeautifulandbald.com for more information. Bold, beautiful, and bald.